Bruins, Mark Liu, Paul Diano, and our sports anchor, Chris Hayre.
Yes, let's go.
How are you?
Hey, waking up, talking March Madness with you guys on the morning wrap.
I'm glad that
excited.
you're here. This is my favorite time of the morning because we're doing What's the Buzz, but we're also, throwing in March Madness. So this is great.
That is
What's the Buzz right now, because everyone's talking about the NCAA tournament beginning and some playing games are going to be happening. There are a couple local teams that begin playing in just a couple of days, which is why you're here. So tell us all about UCLA. How about we start there?
Why don't we start with UCLA? You with UCLA, right?
I am, yeah. I might do an A clap before the end of the segment.
You should. I'm very high on this Bruins team, and they are gritty. Mick Cronin is a heck of a coach. They have senior leadership. They have guys who can score the ball. The one thing I'm a little worried about is Jalen Clark, their star guard, Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. He's out for the tournament.
Yeah,
so
that's a hard one.
I thought that they were going to be a team that maybe cut down the nets.
They could win the whole thing. Yeah.
They could win the whole thing, but it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. I think they get out of the Sacramento region. Then it sets up a potential rematch with Gonzaga.
The
team
we'll talk about
that. Final Four a couple of years ago. So I do love the Bruins.
Yeah. Well, I'm also excited. It's my birthday on Friday. I'm probably going to be hopefully watching them or somebody else, like while having a Guinness and a corned beef and cabbage.
I was going to say you can have an excuse to
Not
drink
that you
more
planned it out
if for some reason something bad happens. You can drink more, and then you can celebrate if something wonderful happens.
Another plate of corned beef and cabbage.
It's set up nice. You got a 15 seed, Mark. If they lose, we have big problems.
That's true.
On Friday.
That's right. You won't be the only one drinking those on Friday.
Exactly.
We're going to get to Gonzaga in just a second, but we do want to talk about USC.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this.
The Trojans are an interesting team. They're up and down. They didn't really have a good non-conference schedule this year. I don't know how far they're going to go. Michigan State is the team they're going to play on Friday, the 7th seed. Tom Izzo, been to 25 straight tournaments. He's 53-23 in the tournament. So even if SC gets by Michigan State, who's not a powerhouse this year, they'd get Marquette in the second round, and Marquette's a team that I think could go to the Final Four. But I love Drew Peterson, as you see on the screen. Boogie Ellis is a heck of a player. They can definitely beat Michigan State, but I don't know how far they can go with Marquette in that bracket.
All right, Paul, we're talking about Gonzaga.
I did sports for all of about 6 months on a fill-in basis, and I happened to do sports when the Zags went on their first Elite Eight run. This is back in 1999.
And ever since.
I've been a Gonzaga fan ever since. I feel like they're the classic underdog. Small town, small school, and they always pump out a good team.
And Paul, I think this Gonzaga team is very interesting because they're kind of under the radar a little bit this year. They've always had all this pressure on them as the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed. This year, the number 3 seed in a West region with Kansas and UCLA and UConn. Drew Timmy's still there. Drew Timmy has been there for like a decade.
7 years,
right?
He should be Dr. Timmy by now.
Exactly. So, guys, I think if UCLA doesn't advance, it's because they probably lost to Gonzaga in Vegas. And I could see Gonzaga getting to the Final Four.
I just want a rematch. I want a game half as good as that UCLA-Gonzaga game. Was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yep.
What a basketball game.
UCLA was an 11 seed. And they won that play-in game, and they went all the way to the Final Four, lost in overtime to Gonzaga.
I love the excitement here.
Got some sports fans with
Yeah, I know. I love this. I want to ask all of you, who do you think is going to win? Paul, start with you.
I'd love to say Gonzaga. Here's what I love, and I'll be a little bit of a homer here. I love seeing teams with senior leadership and teams that have been there and done it before, and I think UCLA fits that mold. I think if they were healthy, I'd say a lot more people would be on the bandwagon. So I'll throw UCLA.
Okay.
And I think the way that they're coached by Mick Cronin, they are so mentally tough. And Jalen Clark's minutes will be substituted with somebody else. They have a freshman, Amari Bailey, Jaime Jaquez Jr., one of the best players in the country. I want UCLA to cut down the nets. If it doesn't happen, Alabama is a team that is very scary, that has really kind of ran a buzzsaw through everybody this year.
So are you going for Alabama?
I got 2 brackets, right?
Okay.
I got a Bruin bracket, and then I got the Alabama bracket.
This is true. All right, Mark, I'm going to guess what yours is.
I only have one bracket. I mean, Chris is right. It's hard without Jalen Clark, but, the UCLA, I can't abandon my Bruins in a moment like this. I think they're going to take it all the way.
Who would be the surprise?
There could be a few surprises. UConn is a team that has come on strong towards the end of the year. I think Marquette is a team, a 2 seed. They're so good. They're so good. Shaka Smart, who is led teams, VCU and Texas. Texas, after losing their head coach earlier in this year, has been one of the best teams in the country. So what's cool about March Madness is that I think there's like 12 teams that you wouldn't be surprised to see in the Final Four. It's going to come down to a buzzer beater. It's going to come down to a missed free throw. That's just what March is.
Okay, I love it. All right, so we're going to talk about brackets now.
Yeah.
So this is your expertise. So for those watching at home, what's the best way to fill out a March Madness bracket?
Okay, Kalina, you say it's my expertise,
well,
but
I'm guessing.
I guarantee you, if we both filled out a bracket, Kalina's probably be better than mine.
Well,
if you don't watch college hoops much, right?
I do, because my husband is attached to sports.
Okay. So this is what I try to advise people with. You got to have fun with it, right? Look for those 12 seeds, those 11 seeds. The 12 versus 5 happens, I think, 32 of the last 37 tournaments since they expanded the field. It's happened. I think 22 of the last 23, and 11 seed is beating a 6 seed. So if you're looking for upsets, look on that 11 line, that 12 line. I heard you say Furman over Virginia. That's a 13-4.
My son played with a player on Furman in high school, so that's just kind of a home. But they, once again, senior leadership. They got a couple senior guys who stuck around for the 5th year.
Yep. And let's not forget, UVA, they lost to a 16 seed a few years ago in UMBC. They play a weird style of ball, defensive style of ball, where they can kind of get lost offensively. So maybe Furman is a possibility, Paul.
I just want to go for the surprise. That's all. I'm just going to go for one of the ones that you said would be a surprise.
Kalina, you have to have your bragging rights in the first 2 rounds, right? You want like a 12, like Drake over Miami. I like Drake over Miami.
Something like that. Yes, that's what I'm going to do.
Pick the favorite color. That's what I think our main news anchor in San Francisco, I work for CBS in San Francisco, we'd have this on-camera challenge. All the sports guys, all of us who were so invested in it, would always be behind. She just picked the favorite color. Oh, they're blue mascot.
Yep.
Oh, they're red mascot. I like blue and red.
I'm going to do some more research though.
I let my cat pick the brackets one year when I just put cat treats on the bracket and whatever you pick.
So guys, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'm going to Sacramento for UCLA.
Nice.
So leaving Thursday morning. So I have homework for you guys.
Okay.
I'm going to ask each of you, fill out your bracket today so you could feature them on the show tomorrow. Can we do that?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to take it home, guys.
For those at home, you can fill out your brackets on our site for a chance to win $1,000.
What?
Nice. Let's go. Can I sign up for this?
Is that true?
Just go to KCALnews.com/contest.
I didn't know this copy was in the script.
Is that true?
I'm guessing yes.
Can we sign up?
For the viewer, yes,
Chris,
it's true. It's true. I was reading through the
Chris, it's our
show
boss.
today.
He's wondering where the $1,000 is coming from.
Yeah, exactly.
I interrupted you, so please repeat, because that's great.
No.
Who knew?
$1,000. So I just said it. Go to KCALnews.com, fill out your bracket, and see if you can beat Kalina and Mark and Paul and myself.
And my cat.
and Mark's cat.
I'm taking it home. We also want to remind you that, of course, March Madness kicks off on Thursday. And the Bruins are in action Thursday night against UNC Asheville. And the Trojans will take on Michigan State Friday morning on CBS. And you can also catch UCSB Friday morning against 3-seed Baylor. And Chris's teammate, Jim Hill, and the Support Central crew will catch you up on all of the madness Thursday and Friday at 9 p.m. on CBS. You are going to be busy.
It's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait for March. My favorite time of the year.
I love that.
If they win, where do they go? Sacramento then?
Sacramento to Vegas. Quick trip. Me and Paul going to the UCLA Gonzaga game. Let's go.
Love that. Ooh.
We're all going. We're going to do the show from Vegas.
The morning
wrap.
Morning wrap from Vegas.
I'm never going to see you guys again if you guys go to Vegas.